Have you ever looked at a group of people from a different ethnicity and thought they all looked alike? It's a curious phenomenon that many of us have experienced at some point in our lives. This perception can be particularly strong when we are not familiar with the cultural or ethnic background of the people we are observing. It's a common experience, and it often happens when we encounter cultures different from our own. This phenomenon is not limited to any one group. It can happen with any ethnicity or culture that is unfamiliar to us. When we step into a new cultural environment, our brains are bombarded with a plethora of new information, and sometimes it can be challenging to distinguish individual features. This perception of similarity is particularly prevalent when it comes to East Asian populations, with many people wondering, why do Japanese people look alike? This question often arises from a lack of exposure and understanding of the subtle differences that exist within any ethnic group. It's important to remember that every individual is unique, and the perception of similarity is more about our brain's processing capabilities than the actual physical features of the people we are observing. This essay will explore the factors contributing to this perception, delving into genetics, which play a significant role in shaping our physical features. Genetic similarities within a population can lead to certain common traits, but these are often exaggerated in our minds when we are not familiar with the group. Culture and media influences also play a crucial role. The way people are portrayed in media can reinforce stereotypes and shape our perceptions. For instance, if we only see a limited representation of a group in movies or TV shows, we might start to believe that everyone from that group looks the same. Additionally, the fascinating ways our brains perceive faces come into play. Our brains are wired to recognize and categorize faces, but this process can be influenced by our experiences and exposure. When we are more familiar with a particular group, we become better at noticing the individual differences within that group. While it's essential to acknowledge that generalizing about an entire ethnic group is never accurate or respectful, examining the reasons behind these perceptions can offer valuable insights into human evolution, cultural dynamics, and the power of visual processing. Understanding these factors can help us become more aware of our biases and work towards a more inclusive and respectful view of human diversity. The power of visual processing is a testament to the complexity of the human brain. Eye-tracking studies have shown that our gaze patterns can reveal a lot about how we perceive and process faces. By studying these patterns, researchers can gain insights into the underlying mechanisms of face recognition and the factors that influence our perceptions. Join me as we unravel this intriguing question, separating fact from fiction and promoting a deeper understanding of human diversity. By exploring the interplay of genetics, culture, media, and brain processes, we can appreciate the rich tapestry of human faces and celebrate the uniqueness of every individual. Let's embark on this journey together and foster a more inclusive and empathetic world. To understand why certain ethnicities might share physical characteristics, we need to delve into the realms of genetics and geography. These two factors play a crucial role in shaping the physical appearance of populations around the world. By examining the genetic makeup and the geographical history of a region, we can begin to understand the reasons behind the similarities in facial features among certain ethnic groups. Our genes, passed down from generations before us, dictate our physical traits, including our facial features. These genetic instructions are like a blueprint, determining everything from the color of our eyes to the shape of our noses. When we look at our family tree, we can see how these traits have been inherited and passed down through the generations, creating a unique genetic signature for each family. Populations that have lived in relatively close proximity for centuries tend to share a more similar gene pool. This is because people in these communities are more likely to marry and have children with others from the same area, leading to a concentration of certain genetic traits. Over time, this can result in a population that shares many physical characteristics, making them appear more similar to one another. Japan, an island nation with a history of relative isolation, exhibits a less diverse gene pool compared to countries with more extensive migration patterns. The geographical isolation of Japan has meant that there has been less genetic mixing with other populations, leading to a more homogeneous gene pool. This isolation has played a significant role in shaping the physical appearance of the Japanese people. This isolation has led to specific genetic traits becoming more common within the Japanese population, contributing to the perception of facial similarities. For example, certain facial features such as eye shape, skin tone, and hair texture may be more prevalent in the Japanese population, due to the limited genetic variation. Genetic research has shown that these traits are passed down through generations, reinforcing the similarities in appearance. Think of it like baking cookies. If you only use a few ingredients, your cookies will taste similar. The same principle applies to genetics. When a population has a limited gene pool, the genetic ingredients are fewer, leading to more uniform physical traits. This analogy helps to illustrate how genetic isolation can result in a population that shares many common features. However, introducing more ingredients creates a wider array of flavors and textures. In the context of genetics, this means that populations with more genetic diversity will exhibit a greater variety of physical traits. Migration and intermarriage with different populations introduce new genetic material, leading to a more diverse gene pool and a wider range of appearances. Similarly, limited genetic variation can lead to more homogeneous physical traits within a population. This is why we often see certain ethnic groups with distinct and recognizable features. By understanding the role of genetics and geography, we can appreciate the diversity of human appearance and the factors that contribute to it. The study of genetics not only helps us understand our own physical traits, but also provides insight into the shared history and connections between different populations around the world. Imagine a family reunion with distant cousins you've never met. You might notice shared family resemblances, a particular nose shape, eye color, or even a similar smile. This phenomenon occurs because you share a common gene pool inherited from your ancestors. Now extend this concept to an entire population. In Japan, centuries of shared ancestry and limited genetic mixing have resulted in a more uniform distribution of specific genetic traits. This doesn't mean everyone looks identical, but it does contribute to a higher probability of shared facial features within the population. Think of it like shuffling a deck of cards. With fewer cards in the deck, the chances of drawing the same card multiple times increase. Similarly, a less diverse gene pool can lead to a higher prevalence of certain physical characteristics, contributing to the perception of similarity. Cultural influences, conformity, and social cohesion. Beyond genetics, cultural factors play a significant role in shaping perceptions of physical appearance. Japan, with its emphasis on social harmony and conformity, has historically favored uniformity over individuality. This cultural value is reflected in various aspects of Japanese society, from school uniforms to workplace attire. This emphasis on conformity can extend to beauty standards, with trends often favoring a particular look. While individual preferences exist, media portrayals and societal expectations can contribute to a perceived homogeneity in appearance. Think of it like a school of fish swimming in unison. While each fish is unique, their collective movement creates the impression of a single entity. Similarly, cultural values prioritizing conformity can influence beauty standards and contribute to a perception of uniformity in appearance. The power of fashion trends and uniformity. Fashion, a powerful tool for self-expression, can also contribute to the perception of similarity within a culture. It serves as a mirror reflecting the collective consciousness of a society, capturing the zeitgeist of an era. In Japan, fashion is not just about clothing, it's a cultural phenomenon that influences and is influenced by various aspects of life. Japan, known for its vibrant and trend-driven fashion scene, often sees specific styles gaining widespread popularity. From the bustling streets of Shibuya to the eclectic vibes of Harajuku, fashion trends spread like wildfire, captivating the imagination of the youth and setting the tone for the season. These trends are not just limited to clothing, but extend to accessories, hairstyles, and even makeup. When a particular look becomes trendy, it's not uncommon to see people adopting similar hairstyles, makeup choices, and clothing styles. This phenomenon is particularly evident in Japan, where the influence of fashion magazines, social media, and celebrity endorsements can quickly turn a niche style into a mainstream trend. The streets become a living runway, showcasing the latest in fashion innovation and creativity. While this embrace of trends allows individuals to express belonging and participate in a collective aesthetic, it also creates a sense of community and shared identity. Fashion becomes a language through which people communicate their values, aspirations, and social affiliations. However, this collective embrace of trends can sometimes overshadow individual uniqueness. It can also blur the lines of individuality, leading to a perception of uniformity in appearance. The desire to fit in and be part of the trend can sometimes result in a homogenized look, where personal style takes a back seat to popular fashion. This uniformity is not just a visual phenomenon but also a social one, reflecting the collective mindset of the time. Think of it like a flock of birds all sporting the same vibrant plumage during mating season. Each bird, while unique in its own right, contributes to a collective display that is both mesmerizing and uniform. This natural analogy highlights the balance between individuality and collective identity. While each bird is distinct, their shared features create a sense of visual cohesion. This cohesion is what makes the flock appear as a single, unified entity, much like how fashion trends create a sense of unity among individuals. The shared aesthetic becomes a visual representation of a shared cultural moment. Similarly, fashion trends can foster a sense of belonging while contributing to a perceived homogeneity in appearance. This duality of fashion, its ability to both unite and homogenize, reflects the complex interplay between individual expression and collective identity. In the end, fashion is a powerful force that shapes and is shaped by the society it adorns. Media's influence shaping perceptions of beauty. Media, a powerful force in shaping societal perceptions, plays a significant role in how we view beauty and physical appearance. In Japan, as in many countries, media often portrays a particular standard of beauty, influencing perceptions of attractiveness and desirability. From television dramas to fashion magazines, these portrayals can contribute to a homogenized view of beauty, leading to the perception that people from a particular culture all look alike. Think of it like a painter using a limited color palette to create a series of portraits. While each face is unique, the restricted colors create a sense of visual similarity. Similarly, media portrayals can influence beauty standards, contributing to a perceived homogeneity in appearance.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to activate the notification bell to stay updated with all the latest content.